But there was one idea that was being presented in a few different
Mas
ways,
tem uma ideia que foi apresentada de algumas formas diferentes.
and it was really about having faith
E
in
realmente
your
sobre
brother,
ter fé no seu irmão.
like having faith in his ability to complete his learning function. You know, I think like everyone has their own bullshit detector.
Eu acho que cada um tem o seu próprio detector de merda.
Do you know, they can see for themselves where they play their own
Eles
games.
podem ver por si mesmos onde eles estão jogando os seus próprios jogos.
So in this frequency, in this light,
Nessa
there's
frequência.
only so far you can deviate into error without it coming slammed back into your
Nessa
face.
frequência e nessa luz, não tem muito o que você desviar até que o seu erro volte e bata de volta na sua cara.
And I think the lesson is more thoroughly learned when you realize for yourself.
Eu acho que a lição ela é mais integralmente aprendida quando você percebe por si mesmo.
And really the idea that was coming in was, I trust my brothers who are one with
E
me.
a ideia que veio foi realmente, eu confio nos meus irmãos que são um comigo.
Trusting your brothers is essential to establishing and holding up your faith in your ability to transcend doubt and lack of sure conviction in yourself. It's interesting, Jesus immediately brings it back to you.
Interessante que Jesus meramente traz de volta para você.
Like it's your faith that will save the situation.
É a sua fé que vai salvar a situação.
It's like it's in your determination to see that you create the context for a rapid healing.
Tá na sua determinação ver que você criou um contexto para uma cura rápida.
And this really just ties in with today's lesson, I give the miracles I have received.
E isso realmente se junta com a lição de hoje, que é eu dou os milagres que eu recebo.
I'm offering that mind, my healed mind,
Eu estou oferecendo àquela mente, a minha mente curada,
to utilize in order to collapse their time.
para que ela utilize para colapsar o seu tempo.
You can't force the gift on someone.
Você não pode forçar o presente a alguém.
They have to reach a willingness and amenability in their mind
Eles têm que alcançar uma vontade e uma disposição na mente deles.
a readiness
Uma disposição
for help.
para ajuda.
It's like I want a future different from the past.
Tipo, eu quero um futuro diferente do passado.
Like, and then there is permission.
E aí sim existe a permissão.
Like it's only when there is a permission
É somente quando existe a permissão
in an apparent other
num aparente outro
that you can give the miracles that you've received.
que você pode dar os milagres que você recebeu.
You can still give them,
Você pode ainda assim dá-los,
but it might take a moment for them to be received.
mas pode levar um momento até que eles sejam recebidos.
But then that's none of your business how or when that is received.
Não é da sua conta quando
You
ou
see?
como eles vão ser recebidos.
And that your duty as a teacher of God is just simply to give your gifts.
E o seu trabalho como professor de Deus é simplesmente dar o seu presente.
But also that teaching isn't always through words.
Mas também o ensinamento não é sempre por palavras.
Like increasingly for me it's becoming more of a demonstration in my mind, like it's an offering of an idea in my mind as I join with
Tá
the
cada
apparent
vez
other.
maior essa sensação de que a demonstração na minha mente é mais importante quando eu me uno com um aparente outro.
And that mind obviously has to be ready for the solution.
E essa mente, obviamente, tem que estar pronta para a solução.
Like Jesus says, the solution is always standing right next door to every single problem. There's no time gap between the solution and the problem.
Jesus diz que a solução e o problema estão sempre lado a lado. Não tem um espaço de tempo entre o problema e a solução.
But that really doesn't help a mind to know that the solution is standing right by when they don't want the solution.
Mas isso não ajuda uma mente a saber que a solução está bem ali do seu lado quando essa mente realmente não quer a solução.
Or even recognize that there's a problem.
Ou até reconhecer que existe um problema.
So healing will always stand aside when it would be seen as threat. The instant it is welcome, it is there. Where healing has been given, it will be received, and what is time before the gifts of God? We have referred many times in the text to the storehouse of treasures laid up equally for the giver and the receiver of God's gifts. Not one is lost, for they can but increase. Listen, no teacher of God should feel disappointed if he is offered healing and it does not appear to have been received. Listen, it is not up to him to judge when his gift should be accepted. Let him be certain it has been received and trust that it will be accepted when it is recognized as a blessing and not a curse. It is not the function of God's teachers to evaluate the outcome of their gifts. It is merely their function to give them. Once they have done that, they have also given the outcome, for that is part of the gift. No one can give if he is concerned with the result of giving. That is a limitation on the giving itself, and neither the giver nor the receiver would have the gift. Trust is an essential part of giving. In fact, it is the part that makes sharing possible, the part that guarantees the giver will not lose but only gain. Who gives a gift and then remains with it to be sure it is used as the giver seems appropriate? Such is not giving, but imprisoning. It is the relinquishing of all concern about the gift that makes it truly given, and it is trust that makes true giving possible.